Alrighty, so 2KDB is here, and they gave us all of the trophy cards that we can look at and have some fun with. So let's see who the best one are, at least stats wise. So obviously we don't know too much about any of the animations for a lot of these cards, but we can at least pull up Antoine Jameson. See, he's a nice 6'8", you know, I guess power forward, small forward with a 7'4" wingspan, and we can actually check out his stats, the badges, and general things. Obviously we don't know the nitty gritty details of a lot of these things in 2K, but you can kind of surmise that a guy with an 81 speed, a 90 shot 3, a 92 midi, really good all around, you know, inside game, post game, all around solid defense. Well, he may be missing a few badges like clamps that we may want, maybe like a pick dodger, maybe a glove. He still is going to be an all around good card. No quick first step either or limitless range, no deadeye, and none of these cards you can actually badge up. But I still think that Antoine Jameson can be a pretty solid card. He still has that traditional Brook Lopez base. I do expect it to be a little bit slower than maybe we love to see, but not bad. As a pro, you know, dribble style, not that we know how much crazier that is compared to some other things, but should be solid enough, I think, for most of these cards, and should be pretty fun. But, you know, not a bad card by any means. It's a great all-around guy. Jordan Poole, more so, is one of those guys who really is just kind of there to get you buckets, which is perfectly fine, man. 93 speed and acceleration, a 91 midi, 91 3, 92 midi, has even an 85 perimeter though. So even though he has literally no defensive badges, I still think he could be a solid enough defender for most people. Has a 75 driving dunk and some pretty good finishing as well, but we really care about that 95 driving layup. And he has the default swing layup package, which seems to be decent enough based off of the cards that I've used with it, like Fred Jones. The guy's an absolute bucket. Even have Scottie Barnes, so honestly not bad. And he has a Jordan Poole jumper, which should be solid enough. I mean, this Jordan Poole, if they give him a terrible jumper, I'd be actually pretty surprised. And obviously he has a bunch of great shooting badges. Again, no limitless range or anything crazy like that, no posterizer, but he's still going to be a really solid, I think, offensive option, a nice shifty guy that you can have some fun with, get some buckets. Is a little undersized, but I think right now in 2K, that's not really going to matter too much. Arvydas Sabonis, he's one of those guys who we kind of know what he does before he's even in the game. Arvydas, one of those great guys with a 7'3 wingspan, or 7'3 height, 7'6 wingspan, and is a great all-around center. He has really good inside game, an 84 interior, a 93 block, has a 90 strength, 95 stamina, and I've heard strength this year is a huge stat to have on a lot of cards, basically everybody. Has Hall of Fame brick wall as well, which I think is going to be huge to set some nice screens. Has needle threader, break starter, floor general, which is really good for a center. Having Hall of Fame floor general already in the game is awesome. Catch and shoot, obviously, is going to help him out. Claymore is also really good. Basically means if you're like standing still for a long time, you're going to be better at shooting. Basically helps spot up guys. And some good post game as well, which is pretty good. Would like to see, you know, obviously like a posterizer, but I kind of understand what they're going with right now, not making anybody too overpowered. Wally Szczerbiak, usually a guy who flings. Actually, I didn't show you guys Arvydas' jumper, which is default big, same jumper as Bill Cartwright, Rick Smits, maybe Kevin Willis, and Mark West. It's actually not too bad. So the next one we have is Wally Szczerbiak, 6'7", 6'10" wingspan, has the default swing jumper, which is going to be the same as Paul Silas, Rolando Blackman, Draza Petrovic, Reggie Lewis, Kelly, Kiki Vandeweghe, and I know it's one that people actually kind of like this year, so that's always good if we're early before we get any stats liking it. And the thing you're going to love about Wally is this guy is here to shoot, man. 94 midi and 3 with Hall of Fame blinders, catch and shoot, claymore, corner specialist, deadeye, limitless, midi magician, slippery off ball, and volume shooter. Now the defense isn't exactly like 100% there, neither is the playmaking, but when it comes to a catch and shoot, just chuck up threes kind of guy, I think Wally is going to be, so far, is like the best in the game at it right now. With a decent enough jumper, has that MJ dribble style, which should be pretty good. They're giving it to a lot of cards as well, which is a pretty promising sign, and has the Steph Curry movement behind the back, which is pretty fun. So yeah, this Wally Szczerbiak from the Minnesota Timberwolves should definitely be one that you maybe are leaning towards if you can get lucky to get that. Next, Westbrook, one of the better kind of all-around cards that we're looking at today. 6'3", 6'7" wingspan, and I mean, look at this. The finishing is honestly amazing. He has some pretty good shooting as well. Not gonna say that it's like top tier, but it's still really good, and comes with a 98 speed, Hall of Fame quick first step, and clamp breaker. So when it comes to actually getting to the basket, this guy's gonna be crazy, and has some really good defense. Clamps, menace, rebound chaser, workhouse, has silver pick dodger as well. I think this Westbrook is gonna be crazy. He's gonna get a lot of blow buzz, gonna get a lot of finishes inside. Has the Santi Aldama, I said that wrong, I apologize, jumper, Westbrook leg package, and some crazy good dunking animations, like just some crazy super fun ones to use. So I think this Westbrook is gonna be a really interesting card. It could be pretty top tier. Steve Nash, a guy that I think we all kind of know what he does. 6'10", or 10 Hall of Fame badges, a 6'3" with a 6'6" wingspan. You can see the tiredness is coming out of me. And again, not the greatest of defenders, especially not inside. So I'm a little bit concerned on how well Nash is going to play. But he's going to do what you would expect him to do. He's going to be a great shooter and a great playmaker just all around. Has his Steve Nash jumper, the only card that obviously has a Nash jumper in the game, and some pretty, should be solid dribbling moves. They got some names on them. We obviously don't know what's the best of the best quite yet. I'll keep my eyes out and figure that out in the coming days and maybe give you guys a video according to it. But yeah, a good playmaking and shooting kind of guy who has a little bit of finishing, especially in the driving layup, but do not expect him to get some dunks, and its interior defense is pretty low, which is a little bit concerning, at least to me. Next, Mono Ginobili, 6'6", 6'9" wingspan, and an all-around great card. 75 driving dunk, 88 shot 3, 94 midi, 90s in the speed, has Hall of Fame, clamp breaker, ankle breaker, dimer, hyperdrive, killer combo, so nice gold badges, but no quick first step. Comeback kid, mini magician, volume shooter, and some pretty good finishing. I think he's a good card. Again, the lack of defensive badge I think is going to hurt him a little bit, and quick first step doesn't seem as needed as it has been in previous years, but still is a good badge to have. Again, that default swing jumper that we saw on Wally Zerbiak, and we'll see it again on Richard Jefferson with the John Morant dribble style, which is one that I'm actually a pretty big fan of right now. I've been going crazy with this Emerald John Morant, and some basic enough dunking animations just to kind of get you out there, which is always good to have. Next, Stevie franchise, 6'3", 6'6" wingspan, and again, another one of those Jordan Poole bucket getters kind of card. 86 shot 3, 90 midi, 96 driving dunk though. Crazy playmaking and speed, and solid enough defense, but again, nothing that's really going to help you too much, although pick dodge is pretty good, but it's going to be one of those guys you're going to go out there and just get buckets with. There's no like 3-point hunt, just get buckets. Break some ankles and just get some buckets with this Steve Francis. I think he's going to be one of the more fun cards that we have here as a Steve Francis jumper, which is kind of consistent. We all know what it's going to look like, but the timing may be a little bit weird. Scottie Pippen behind the back, out of Steve Francis right here, which always could be worse. And the John Morant dribble style again, which again, really like it on the start of John Morant, so I'm probably going to like it on Steve Francis as well. Next, Andrea Bargnani, 7', 7'4" wingspan on Andrea Bargnani, and meant to be one of those, catch and shoot kind of centers. As you can see, not really gonna be doing too much on the defense, even rebounding in. He just has a box out badge and brick wall, which is a little bit concerning. Would like to see, rebound chaser on a lot of these cards, but what can you do? Still has 90s in the rebounding, so he should be okay. But he's gonna be one of the few centers in the game right now that has gold limitless range, so he can actually space it out and really shoot from deep. It has a bunch of really good shooting badges, so I do think while he's gonna be a bit slow, his rebounding and defense aren't gonna be the most amazing. I do think he has a lot of play with a lot of people right now. Because that Amari Stoudemire jumper, it may be a little bit slow to some people, but you are going to have a gold limitless range center already in my team. There's only so many ways that can go, and it's mostly in the positive end. Next, we got on Rip Hamilton, 6'6", 6'9" wingspan, and a 3-and-D beast. Even has a bit of finishing and playmaking too. Honestly, one of the best cards, I think, out of all these pink diamonds. Has the Bam Adebayo jumper, which is the same as LaFonso Ellis and Tim Hardaway. Definitely not a bad jumper. Normal dribble style though, so not the most amazing thing, and his tendencies are a little bit weak. But look at this. He has 10 Hall of Fame badges. They're all in shooting. It doesn't have limitless range, but then also comes with challenger, ankle breaker, interceptor, pick dodger, silver clamps. Really, really good badges when it comes to that. Not gonna be able to dribble and break people down, but great catch and shoot option if you have some PG that can kind of carry your offensive load when it comes to playmaking, and you just kind of catch and shoot with Rip Hamilton. It's a great option. Next, we have the wonderful man, Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, I think we all kind of know what he does. Great, super tall, kind of small forward, 6'7", 7'3" wingspan. Wish he was a 2, but it's not that time yet. And pretty on par, having Hall of Fame midi magician and 90 midi, 85 speed, and 83-point shot. And I think just another one of those kind of point forward he rolls a little bit out of Brandon Ingram. Has his own jumper, which is the same as ML Carr if you want to try it out before you maybe have him. MJ dribble style as well. Long out the layup package as well, which is awesome to see, especially with how great finishing is right now. And some pretty good finishing badges, and even space it out, shoot, which is pretty good. And having all these badges can be pretty nice. And even that silver quick first step. So I do think, at least offensively, Ingram is actually going to be a really, really fun and a pretty solid card. Next, we got the guy who's kind of removed a bit away from his overpowered status, Jermaine O'Neal, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan, and doesn't have too much of a three-point shot, but at least has a 73. So with certain coach boosts, you actually can get that boosted up pretty much to a decent amount. And he does have catch and shoot and claymore. So if you're only taking, set foot shots with him, he's going to be really good. and has all around pretty good defense, has great rebounding, comes to Hall of Fame brick wall, Hall of Fame box out beast, and rebound chase, which is awesome, and even has some crazy good playmaking as well, like clamp breaker, dimer, and Hall of Fame vice grips, and the crazy post game that goes along with it. I do think that Jermaine O'Neal is going to be a bit of a slept-on guy here, looking super fire, and has the Patrick Ewing jumper, which you could try out with Dennis Rodman, although I don't know how many jumpers you're going to be hitting with Dennis Rodman at this point in the year. Next, Dikembe Mutombo, 7'2", 7'6" wingspan, and should be no surprise here. Doesn't have any sort of shot, but has a good standing and driving dunk, has a good post hook, and just crazy good defense. Anchor, box out beast, brick wall, challenger, interceptor, workhorse, rebound chaser, all in Hall of Fame, and some decent enough finishing badges. Has the Patrick Ewing jumper as well, but again, you're probably not going to be using it too much with that 40-shot mid, but you know what you're getting out of Dikembe Mutombo. Next, Richard Jefferson, 6'7", 7-foot wingspan, and obviously just a crazy good card, and he's just good all around. And that's what I love out of him. Now, he does have the default swing jumper, which may be a little bit slow for some people. I've kind of liked it on Kiki and Kelly, but it's a good jumper. I don't think it's too bad. And then you look at Richard Jefferson's stats, 80 interior, 87 perimeter, 80 steal and block, has a 95 driving dunk, a 91 shot three, 89 midi, has an 86 ball handle, has gold clamps, interceptor, pick dodger, quick first step, clamp breaker, bail out, needle threader, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, gold claymore, gold mini magician, has a bunch of great finishing badges. Honestly, Richard Jefferson's looking like one of the better cards. Obviously, his jumper's like super slow. It could be a tough case for him, but one of the most well-rounded, good all-around cards, especially as a 2 being 6'7". I think he can really be a great addition to a lot of teams right now. So I think Richard Jefferson, not a card to sleep on, I guess I'll say. Michael Finley, 6'7", 6'10" wingspan. And again, just like Richard Jefferson, all around great, but we have a different jumper now with Rashard Lewis, which you can only try out on Rashard Lewis, Peja, and Michael Finley himself, as the pro dribble style, the James Harden behind the back, but just look at this, has crazy good shooting, basically just as good all around as Richard Jefferson, but then comes with gold limitless range and a slightly different jumper. So again, Finley, a really good one to look at, especially playing that shooting guard position. The guy looked to be absolutely crazy. Got that silver clamp breaker, quick for step, gold clamps, Hall of Fame blinders as well. He's going to be a good card. Next, Rashard Lewis is just going to be a taller version, essentially. Again, comes with that gold limitless range, has Hall of Fame amped, blinders, catch and shoot, dead-eye corner specialist, guard up, mini magician, has some pretty finishing, if I'm being honest, although I think you can still make it work, and obviously that Rashard Lewis jumper, but kind of just meant to be one of those catch and shoot guys in the corner. And I think with all of these really good badges, he's going to be absolutely money. You just got to kind of see how he's going to be playing defense against a few other guys. But on offense, I think he's going to be a great addition to a lot of teams. Next, James Worthy, 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, and even comes with an 83 shot three, which is a pretty big surprise to me. But doing what he does best, being an all-around versatile defender, has really good post-game, really good finishing, but I think the thing that is really tough for me to really warrant using this James Worthy, yes, he is good all around, but I wish he had that clamps. I mean, I could pick up Jefferson, who's like 2 inches shorter, and maybe a little bit better. He does have the Precious Achua jumper, which is the same as Bibby and Mitch Richmond, so we'll be trying those out relatively soon when you finish out Domination. But still, I think a good all-around card. I'm just a little bit disappointed if they didn't come with some form of clamps, because they kind of just would make sense for a James Worthy card, but it is what it is. Next, Jeremy Lin, 6'3", 6'5" wingspan, has the default small jumper, which is interesting. Same one as Katino Mobley, Kazi Russell. You can kind of try it out on some of these guys and have some fun. John Moran dribble style as well, and it looks like some pretty solid enough dribbling moves, which is really good out of Jeremy Lin. Has pretty good defense, especially that 70 interior, so I think he's going to be a better version of like that Steve Nash. Has good playmaking, but only bronze, quick first step. But the lucky thing for for Lin, Hall of Fame Deadeye, comeback kid, and silver limitless range is going to be huge. Even as an 85 driving dunk and 92s in the speed. Probably one of the best PGs in the game right now. Looking absolutely amazing. Just have to see how the jumper fares. But I still think he's going to be great. Next, Peja, another Rashard Lewis kind of guy. And the first card, I think, in the game, maybe the only, with Hall of Fame limitless range. So you can kind of see the niche that's going to be played out by Peja. He's all around average, I would say, stats wise, but when it comes to his shooting ability, it is absolutely insane. This guy is going to be absolutely money, knocking down everything that you possibly take. Problem is, can't really finish, can't really play make, and he's going to be a bit of a cone. Not really too much defense either, so might get blown by a bit. But maybe you could outscore your opponents. It's something to look at with that Peja for sure. Next, we got the man Gordon Hayward, 6'8", 6'7" wingspan. He has some pretty good all-around stats. I mean, he has crazy defense, clamps, glove, menace, pick dodger, 81 interior, 85 perimeter. He has Hall of Fame Deadeye, catch shooting blinders with a 90 in both midi and three-point shot. He has crazy good finishing. He has gold quick first step, mismatch expert, bailout, and ankle breaker. Then has his Gordon Hayward jumper, which only he has on the normal timing. I gotta say, Hayward is looking pretty fire. Even if they wait to upgrade him in a little bit, I still think he's going to be one of the best cards right now. I don't love that his wingspan is an inch shorter than his height, but just looking at how well-rounded this Gordon Hayward card is for a small forward as well, I think he's probably one of the best options we've looked at today. Next, Alonzo Mourning, 6'10", 7'6" wingspan, which is crazy to see on a card. And it kind of fits that niche of like really good defensive and like finishing and kind of like post guy center. And he can kind of shoot a little bit. 90 midi is great, especially with bronze catch and shoot and silver at Claymore. At 74-3, I think he'll be able to hit just a little bit less consistently. It still has that Ewing jumper, which you could get used to on any of the other pink diamonds, or maybe just Alonzo Mourning himself. Seems to be pretty good, especially in the post. Has a 95 strength as well, so he's really not going to be getting pumped. Looks to be a really solid enough pink diamond. Tim Hardaway, 6 foot, so it'll be interesting to see how he works, because almost never are 6 foot PGs kind of usable ever in my team, but has a 6'3" height. And this is kind of why right here. 40 interior defense, has no real dunking, has an 86 shot 3, 96 in the speeds, has glove intercept on Hall of Fame though, which is actually pretty good, but he has a 95 perimeter defense and no clamps. It's going to be it'll be interesting to see kind of how cards do without clamps, but he's going to be one of the best playmakers I think in the entire game. He's going to be a good finisher, although he's not going to be dunking, and he still can go out there and shoot it pretty damn well. So I do think he's going to be a solid enough card. I just don't understand how cards can have a 95 like perimeter defense, but then can't have badges like clamps and challenger just to help them out a little bit. It just, I don't know, doesn't make the most sense to me. Next up is a sleeper here, 6'7", 6'9" wingspan, Kyle Korver. Now he does have a 77 speed, but he is a 98 shot 3, 96 midi, Kyle Korver jumper on quick. First card we've seen with quick out of the pink diamonds, with Hall of Fame, amped, blinders, catch and shoot, Claymore, corner specialist, Deadeye, green machine guard up, a slippery off ball, and all the other badges are gold, including limitless, which is crazy. Obviously, Korver's meant to be more of a cone. He's going to be a catch and shoot guy. He's not really going to be playing too much defense, but 99 on that offense, and his shooting is going to be absolutely nuts. This Korver could be a beast, man. Could be an absolute beast. Next, Zebo, 6'9", 7 foot wingspan, and this kind of perfectly, I guess, shows what he should be doing. Back down punisher, bully, masher, posterizer, and post spin. Has Hall of Fame rebound chaser, brick wall, and box out beast. He is going to be a back to the basket big. He is going to bully you in the paint, in the post, and everything else around it. I think he's going to be really good and really fun as that. So I'm pretty excited to kind of see how Zebo works. And he even has a bit of a 3-point shot with a 74 midi, has a 74-3, and has a 92 midi. Going to be a pretty fun guy. Next, we have the man Elton Brand, 6'9", 7'5" wingspan, and has a lot of good defensive badges and finishing badges. That's kind of seems to be what he's got, but only has a 68 shot 3, 86 is in the speed, and is all around a pretty good defender. It's just, I don't know, Elton Brand never really excites me too much. Does have the Elton Brand jumper, only guarding the game with that and the Joel dribble style. So all around looks pretty good. And again, one of those back to the basket kind of guys who's going to be getting some boards for you, playing some defense all around, especially inside. And is going to have an array of post moves that can kind of just cook you up. If you're good in the post, I think Elton Brand and Zach Randolph are going to be great. Next, we have Kevin McHale, 6'10", 7'11" wingspan on Kevin McHale as a center power forward. And he has a 75 perimeter, so might actually be a really good power forward considering he has silver clamps, Hall of Fame anchor, challenger, interceptor, menace, post lockdown, and workhorse, along with gold brick wall. Has gold catch and shoot, Claymore, and corner, so that really kind of setting you up for those like pick and poppy scenarios in the corner, which is really good. And obviously has that post game that you expect out of McHale. Doesn't have the greatest of dunking, but does have a good enough finishing. Has a good post hook, good post fade. Has the default big jumper, same as Smits, Walton, and Arvidas. Pretty solid, I gotta say, out of McHale. Next, Arjunas Ilgauskas, 7'3", 7'6" wingspan. And Ilgauskas, again, is going to be another one of those, like, stretch the floor kind of bigs. Has the Kent Bazemore jumper like he always does, and it's always pretty consistent and always one that I personally kind of like. We'll see if it kind of keeps up this year. But has some decent enough playmaking, like has needle threader, has anchor, box out beast, and brick wall, all Hall of Fame with gold rebound chase, so that's pretty good. And he's a massive body, being 7'3", 238 to take up a lot of space down there. Going to be a pretty good post guy as well. The thing is, he's going to be pretty damn slow, and even has a pretty bad driving layup as well. So interested to see how he works, but I always usually like Zajunas Augustus cards, so I'm leaving out some hope. Next, I think is the most hype card here. 6'3", 6'8", Derrick Rose, 98 speed, Hall of Fame, clamp breaker, killer combos, and quick first step. Has midi magician out there. All these crazy Hall of Fame badges. 95 driving dunk, and 84 midi, and 88 3-point shot, along with some pretty good defense. Although the badges don't really back it up. Has a Derrick Rose jumper, which has always been a favorite. Trae Young dribble style as well, which is crazy, and some pretty good dribbling moves because I got some name brand ones on him. I think people just like Derrick Rose. He's gonna be super quick, and if he's anything like Ruby John Morant but better, he is going to be one of the best and most fun cards to use. And then last but not least, he's gonna be Brandon Jennings. We're not gonna cover all of the Galaxy Opals because I kind of just have a feeling that these guys are going to get boosted a little bit. I could be wrong, though. Oh, not last but not least, we have Allen Iverson. But I have a feeling these guys are going to get boosted a little bit, just my opinion. But we got Brandon Jennings, 6'1", 6'5" wingspan, and going to be a mid-range maestro. Catch and shoot, comeback kid, Deadeye, mini magician, and space creator. Also has dimer, killer combos, and post playmaker, goal quick for step. So a shifty, get buckets kind of guy I like. I'm at a 75 driving dunk as well. 95 speed through ball and acceleration, 90 midi and 3-point shot. It's a default small jumper like Arenas, Lynn, Fred Jones, Ricky Green. It is a bit slow, I will say that. But it's all around not too bad. It's pretty good finishing, so actually not bad. And last but not least, one of my favorite guys to ever play, Allen Iverson, 6', 6'3" wingspan. Again, going to be cursed by being a bit shorter. But the great thing about AI is he actually has clamps. He has that 89 perimeter defense, so actually a lower perimeter than Hardaway, but has better perimeter defense. Has ankle breaker, clamps, dimer, hyperdrive, mismatch, quick first step, all in Hall of Fame. Has some really good shooting as well with a 91 3-point shot, 97 midi, 97's in the speed. Great finishing right there. Allen Iverson jumper, which is always solid. And has all Allen Iverson dribble moves until you get to the step back and spin, which I'm really excited about. Should be a fun card. Again, we'll have to see how 6-foot PGs kind of fare, especially with how good it is finishing inside. But should be a pretty shifty, pretty fun kind of card. So let me know what you guys personally think of the best cards from this trophy case set. If I had to give you my favorites, I think they're probably going to be Gordon Hayward, Derrick Rose, Kyle Korver, Jeremy Lin, and maybe like Michael Finley for my top 5. And then like my honorable mention will probably be like Westbrook and Wally Zerbiak. So let me know what you guys think about them down in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, all the wonderful stuff. And let me know any other videos you guys want to see. Like maybe how do you get these trophy case cards? If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments. And I'll make a video pretty soon on how to do that. So hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.